Ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, watashi, Jeeys desu. And finally, I have returned back to this channel for another level of fighting fantasy storytelling, part game, part story. But before that, okay, if you later enjoy the video, please do not forget to like the video and perhaps subscribe to the channel. And let's jump right ahead and get started. You nervously ride over the brow of the hill that leads down to the lake. There is a deadly silence in the valley and hardly a ripple breaks the surface of the dark mist-covered water which stretches into the distance. You quickly scan the lake but see no movement on it. You wait patiently for almost an hour and then you catch sight of an object drifting slowly towards the western shore. You strain your eyes and see that it is undoubtedly a raft and a robed figure is sitting on it. You spur your horse along the shore to the point where the raft is heading. As the raft drifts closer to the shore, you urge your horse into the cold lake and set eyes on the cursed skeleton of Skull. Still gripping Rasek's sword as it has done for 100 years, the skeleton of Skull sits motionless on the raft as you approach. You overcome your anxiety and reach out and take the sword from Carl. You hear a whispered sigh of joy and watch the skeleton crumble into dust and disappear between the logs of the raft into the lake. After placing the treasure sword in your belt, you ride off towards Yatromo's tower, unable to rid yourself of haunting thoughts of the terrible fate that may await you as people of Razak's sword. So let's read. Consumed by dark thoughts, you do not notice you are being followed, and only the sound of guilty hopes brings you back to reality. You look behind you and see an armored centaur closing on you. Your horse is too tired to out-gallop the centaur, so you turn to face your adversary, who is armed with a very long spear. Part man and part horse, the centaur reveals in battle, and is a tough opponent. It's time to fight. Okay, let's recall our statics. Stamina, we only have 19, skill 9, and luck 12. So the enemy is a skill of 8 and 10 stamina. Any penalty? No penalty. Okay, let's fight. I may use the double tap method. No, I did not use. Okay, let's do it again. Yes. No. We both miss. One more round to go. And I am fine. Okay, and I win the battle. I'll turn here. Around the neck of the centaur hangs a bronze talisman in the shape of a horned demon. Now, do you wish to wear the talisman, or you just ignore it and just ride on? Like I said, we fight a battle and it's time to be reward. I will wear the talisman. You do not feel any different with the talisman around your neck, nor you discover any magic. You decide not to waste any more time and you set off for your promo tower. Once again, take a look at the battle sheet. I do not trust the passage. Okay, on the demon talisman. Okay, it does not state any knowledge, so I think we are safe. For the next hour, your return journey through the hills remains uneventful until you suddenly hear a girl's cry for help coming from the direction of the wooden not far to the south. Do you wish right to the north, or you just don't bother about it and carry on? A girl's crying for help is a man's chance to be a hero. So I will ride to the north. Okay, you see a lady upside down, but she looks very evil. Okay, when you get closer to the trees, you see who is calling for help. A young woman is hanging upside down. Her right leg caught in a rope, nose tied to a high branch of a tree. Her hands are tied behind her back, making it impossible for her to free herself. She pleads with you to cut her down and says that she can heal your wounds as a reward. Do you wish to cut her down or just leave her and resume the journey? I will cut her down. The woman is soon free and thanks you in rescuing her, but you kept your sword in your hand, as many adventurers in Anasia has died in the past due to trickery. The woman noticed your suspicion and said, "My name is Jeeys, and I am a half-elf. I am an apprentice to the wizard Kovacs of Genghis. He is a specialist in long life and sent me into the hills in search of rare herbs. Unfortunately, I was ambushed by the goblins. They took nearly everything I had, but even my most valuable possession, a tin of healing powder. You watch as Jeeys opens a small tin and offers you a pinch of the brown powder. If you want to swallow some of the powder, or you just beat her goodbye and carry on your journey, of course I will take the powder. Hopefully I will not die." Jeeys is true to her word, and some of the wounds immediately start to heal before your eyes. Roll one die. Now before I roll die, I see what's going to happen. 2 will be added to the dice roll, so a minimum of 3 to 6 plus 2 is 8, 3 to 8. If you roll a 1, you gain 3 stamina. If you roll a 2, you gain 4 stamina. If you roll 3, you gain 5. Oh, that means the more you roll, it should be better. Let's keep on rolling. 5, 6, come on. No! And I roll a 2. So I gain 4 stamina. Let's take a look at the sheet first. It doesn't say anything, so never mind. After telling Jeeys briefly your quest, she warns you that there's a lot of boulder beasts in the hills. You should be careful. You thank her and bid her farewell before riding off west. This adventure is roughly 15 plus 4 become 19, not bad. So should I drink again another 4, which is 23. No, I will save it. The day passes quickly and soon you find yourself riding down a narrow valley between 2 rows of hills. This is a welcome change from continually riding up and down hills. However, in the wildlands of Anasia, danger is never far away. Standing ahead of you in the middle of the valley is a huge, ugly brute, some 6 meters tall, dressed in grumpy animal skill. A pile of rocks lies next to the huge giant, who calls out and threatens to hurl them at you unless you give him 5 gold pieces to allow you through his valley. So probably will you give him some gold or attack him with the sword? right up the hill to bypass the giant. Now, if we give a go, the giant may let you pass, since it's only after a go, but then again, the giant may not want to pass. No, let it go. He may demand even more. Attack him with the sword. He's going to be a very high skill enemy. So if the skill is very high and then his threat is so thick, probably going to inflict 1 damage instead of 2 damage. Right up the hill and bypass the giant, maybe you can pass by him, or the giant still piss off and choose to attack you. So which choice do you think I should pick? 1, 2, or 3? Okay, I'm a bit adventurous. I will attack him with your sword. And you draw your sword, urge the horse into the gallop and charge to the hill. Before you can reach it, he picks a large rock and hurls you with all his might. Okay, roll 1 die. I have no idea what does this roll for. But usually based on experience, the higher you roll should be safer choice. So I hope to roll to 3 to 6. Okay, so 6, I just leave it. I roll a 6. Okay, roll 3 to 6, turn here. The last rock passed by your head and lands with a down part behind you. You see what I mean? The higher you throw is a safer choice. The huge giant below in anger recharges his wooden club to swipe off your horse. Swipe you off your horse. It's time to fight. Okay. 19, 9, 12. Enemy 10 and 9. So basically we are the same skill level. So I just need to see my dice at higher value. Okay. Okay, I almost didn't get it. Haha. Hey. 2 more to go. Haha. 1 more to go. Yes. I'm trying again. Okay, I'm able to take down this hawk. The huge giant possession amount to 1 gold piece and a copper bracelet. It occurs to you that the giant cave cannot be too far if he claims to own the valley. Will you try on the copper bracelet? Perhaps you prefer to search the giant cave after placing the gold and bracelet in your backpack? Or you just carry on with your journey? Okay, here's the thing to consider. You have no idea what type of bracelet that you put in. It could be just a jewelry sake. 2, it could be a magical item that can aid you, maybe give you some points or stamina points. But it could be any adventure. It squeezes your hand so tight, and then probably you die. Okay, if you want to search the giant cave, it's based on intuition. I suspect that area got the giant cave. So you may find it, you may not find it. So what is the obvious choice? Okay, I will try on the bracelet and see hope for the best. Okay, although you do not feel the effect that the bracelet has on you, it is magically destroyed your perception of the oh shit. Objects appear nearer than they really are. Your fighting ability is naturally impaired by wearing the bracelet. You lose 2 skill points and 1 mark point. Oh no. So now it becomes 7 and 11. 7 and 11. Okay, unaware of the disadvantage, you decide to do what to do next. I will search for the giant's cave. You ride up and down the valley, secure the hillside for the giant's cave. After half an hour, you find the entrance hidden behind a cluster of bushes. After tying your horse to one of the bushes, you step well in the cave. The huge giant may not have lived alone. 2 torches mounted on the rough stone wall light the cave and enable you to survey the giant's lair. A pile of straw at the back seems to have been at the giant's bed, and there is also a rough wooden table on the ground. Around the table lies an enormous pile of human bone. Usually, there is a plate where you put human and eat the human. Whether it's cooked or not, no idea. Behind the table, you see a wooden chest, and in an angle, you will find a strange glass globe which contains sterling smoke. Okay, will you open the chest? Will you break the globe? Leave the cave without the globe? Okay, I'm adventurous, so I'll do the first one, open the chest. As soon as you touch the lid of the chest, you hear the sound of slurring feet coming from inside. A scratching sound like that made by a rodent. If you still wish to leave the lid, or alternately you can break the globe, if you have not done so already. Leave the lid or break the globe. I have no idea. I think I will leave the lid. You leave the lid of the chest with the tip of your sword and stand back. 2 large black rats immediately jump out of the chest and run towards you. One side of your sword cleaves and the first in 2, but the second claw is way quicker up your leg. If you're wearing armor, turn this. If your legs are not protected, I'm dead. The rat sinks the shakti to your leg and you lose 1 stamina point. Look at the adventure sheet. Lost another point. But you're less worried about the wound that you're about to possibly that the rat might be a carrier of a fatal disease. You crush the rat under your foot angrily, and such a small creature might be a downfall of Valencia. Test your luck. Look at the adventure sheet, luck is 11, so I need to roll something 11 or less. Okay, it's less. I am very lucky. Okay, so I will move here. The rat was not diseased and you are able to continue the quest without a painful and untimely death. You walk over the chest and look inside. The chest contains 2 well-grown skulls and a small metal box. You take the lid off the box and find an old piece of faded parchment with something written on it in a language you do not understand. However, at the bottom of the parchment you see the number 66, which is a devil number. Okay, you soon tire of trying to read the parchment and decide what to do next. Let's take the adventure sheet, look at the knowledge. Parchment has 66 written at the bottom. Hopefully it's a useful item. Okay, you may break the globe if you have not done so, or you may leave the key. Like I said, I'm still adventurous. If I have to die, I will die. Okay, you may break the globe if you have not done so, I'll do it now. The noise of the shattering glass echoes loudly in the cave when the globe hits the wall and fragments. The smoke quickly fills the cave, but you don't have the difficulty in breathing. In fact, the smoke is magical and will now make you immune to any attack by fire. Alright, you gain 1 luck point, which is, I earlier used 1 luck point, now I regain back, so it's 11. You may now either open the chest or the chest is already done, so I need to leave the cave. You quickly untie your horse and resume your journey. At the end of the valley, you are forced to ride up into the hills again, but the rest of the day passes without further incident. As night falls, you wonder where to make camp. In the distance, you see the glow of what looks like a fire, but it is now too dark to make out who might be sitting by it. If you wish to ride over the fire, or would you rather camp down for the night between some near boulder? So there's two choices. If you wish to ride over the fire, or you just use the fire for your camping purpose. I think it's very dangerous to further ride at night. You may never know you'll be ambushed, and it's very dark. I think so. It says too dark to make out who might be sitting on it. So I might as well settle down at the fire. If you wish to ride over to the fire. Oh, if you wish to ride over to the fire. Or you just want to stay at the stone area and without the fire and sleep. I will go towards the fire. I'll take my chance. As you approach the fire, you hear a man's voice say, "Halt, or I shall loose an arrow at you." Shut up. It is so dark now that you cannot see anybody. You decide to err on the side of the caution and you pull your horse to a halt. The man then calls out again, "Wise decision, stranger. Now tell me, are you a lawful character or the servant of chaos?" This says, are you a good guy or are you a bad guy? I hope to be a good guy, so I will choose lawful. The unseen man spoke to you in a friendly voice, saying, "If you are lawful, as you say you are, then dismount from your horse, stick your sword into the ground, and come join me for some roasted duck." Okay, if you trust this man to agree to do what he says, turn here. If you rather kick your horse into the gale and move on, basically. So might as well I trust this guy. It's a human being. Okay, this is the man that meat with the roasted chicken. I think roasted meat. Okay, although you are reluctant to part with your sword, you are convinced that the unseen man is telling the truth. As soon as the sword is out of your hand, the man steps out from behind a tree into the light of fire. He is tall and dressed in a dark green tunic, like a ranger. He pulls back his hood and extends his hand in welcome. You sit down by the fire, feast yourself on the delicious duck and wild mushroom. You gain 2 stamina points. Yes, I regain stamina point. Okay, the man tells you that his name is Simon, and he's a hunter and tracker. There is nothing I can follow and nothing I cannot shoot, he says in a jovial voice. Okay, wow. Wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. But what brings you to this barren hill? You decided to tell Simon about Razak and the threat to Valencia. When you finish, Simon looks at you seriously and says, "And I nearly put an arrow through you. I must make up to you somehow. I therefore offer you my services. I am sure you will find my skills of some use. What do you say?" You decide that Simon could be a valuable ally and accept his offer. After a good night's sleep, you both mount your horse and ride west. This is good, huh? You got a buddy right now. Okay, Simon takes the lead, choosing the east and most of the direct way out of the hills. By late afternoon, you are almost at the edge of the hills where Simon noticed 2 figures crouching down behind rock above it. "Wow, Hillmen," he calls out to you. "They think I have learned seen them, and they will jump out at us when we ride by. Do you want to practice your swordplay, or shall we ride around them?" What practice your swordplay? In other words, do you want to combat with the 2 enemies, or just ride on? I always accept a challenge, so I will fight them. Pretending not to have seen the Hillmen, you ride cautiously towards the last rock. When you are less than 20 meters They suddenly leap up and fire two arrows from their bows. However, you were prepared for the ambush and duck down to let the arrows fly ahead. You draw your sword and charge at the Hillmen, who angrily run at you with their stone club. These are easy enemy. You stir your horse and towards the nearer of the two who is dressed in animal fur. It's time to fight. So I believe it's since there are two and I have two, so we are actually fighting one on one. Wow, human. You see, the skill is not that high. Oh, my skill also is not that high. Okay, I need to double tap. Okay, next round. I don't need to double tap. One more round to go. I don't need to double tap. And I won. Okay, I defeat the guy I turn here. You look around and see Simon has also dispatched his assailant. He collects 8 arrows from the Hillmen quarters before you continue to ride your quest. Okay, now before we continue, I think I will end here. I have something else to do. But don't feel worry. I will be back again with the next part story, part battle again. So if you enjoy this video, like I said, please help me to like the video and also subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. As always, sayonara.